Okay friends, one of the first things we have to do to get started on our job is to safely raise and support the rear of the car so the wheel's off the ground. After that, remove all 5 of your lug nuts and the wheel. Now from the back side, we're going to remove our 2 caliper slider bolts. Follow your e-brake cable to its mounting bracket here and remove that bolt. Now let's use something to pry in between the caliper and the bracket. So now we're just going to set this aside. Quickly take a peek along this area here. There should be a nice boot and you want to make sure it's soft and pliable. You also want to make sure there's no fluid. If you see fluid, it's brake fluid and you're going to have to replace your caliper. Set this aside so it's putting no pressure on your flex hose. If your pads didn't fall out, go ahead and remove those, inspect them, and then set them aside. With the caliper out of the way and the brake pads off, let's continue on to removing our 2 caliper mounting bolts. Set your bracket aside. Now we're going to start removing the rotor. To do that, just take one of your lug nuts and start it onto one of the studs. After that, you're going to continue on to removing both of your Phillips head screws. There's one. Do the same to the other. Remove your rotor. Now the next thing we want to do is continue on to cleaning up our hub surface here. Just make sure you don't have any debris left on this surface. Now let's apply some copper never sees to the area. So now the next thing we need to do is move along to pushing in our caliper piston. Now this piston right here, you can't just go ahead and grab onto, squeeze it together and push in the piston. You'll notice it has these stripes. That means that you have to go ahead and twist it as you push it in. So I'm just going to use some long nose pliers because it's something most people have. I'm going to press as I'm twisting and we'll push it all the way in until it's bottomed out. There we are. So now when you stop, you want to make sure you've got this stop so it's pretty much lined up with the top of the caliper. You want to have a straight line going like this and then a straight line going side to side. Don't have it like an X. Now the next thing we need to do is take this retaining clip out of here. To do that, I'm just going to grab onto the tin, slide it towards the piston of the caliper, and then remove it. Let's replace that with a new one. To install it, just reverse the procedure, slide it in. There we go. Make sure both the tabs are on the outside there and this is secured. Now it's going to be time to clean down our brand new rotor. Clean the front side of the braking surface, and then of course we'll turn it over and clean the back side as well. Let's get the rotor on here. When you do it, you want to make sure that you have your screw holes on the rotor lined up with the screw holes on the hub behind it. If you have them backwards, it's not going to line up, and then you just have to remove it and switch it. Start in both your screws, and then bottom them out. Now over at the bench, we're going to start disassembling our bracket here. I want to go ahead and take off these tins because we're going to recycle them, and we're going to put on some brand new ones. The next thing we're going to do is remove our 2 caliper sliders here. Go ahead and grab onto it, twist it, and remove it from the unit. The next thing you want to do is remove your caliper slider boots. Go ahead and grab onto it, give it a little wiggle, and pop it off of there. Now just go ahead and roll it around in your fingers here. We want to analyze it. Look at it. See if it has any rips, tears, or anything that looks like that. Essentially, you want to make sure it's nice and soft and pliable still. And then, of course, we'll go ahead and set it aside and get ready to clean all this up. Now, over a collection bucket, we're going to clean out the 2 slider ports. Use a bore brush. Empty it out, give it another spray, and do it one more time. Okay. Now that that's clean, let's go ahead and clean up our caliper slider boots. Let's just work the rag around the inside there and just get out any of the grease or debris that might be located inside. And of course, if you want to get the outside as well, why not? Now it's going to be time to clean up our caliper sliders. You want to make sure that the surface here is nice and smooth. If you have any buildup, go ahead and sand that off so it's as smooth as possible. Also, when you're cleaning, you want to make sure you get up into this ridged area up along here. That's where the boot's going to sit when we have it all together. And if there's stuff in there, there's a possibility that moisture can make its way in and, of course, contaminate the slider area. Now that we have both of our slider pins cleaned up as well, the next thing we're going to do is clean up the areas on the caliper bracket where those tins are supposed to be. So, of course, you want to either use a sanding disc of some sort, a little bit of sanding paper, or even a wire wheel. Okay, now that everything's cleaned up, let's add a little bit of caliper lubricant into the slider pin holes here. Now we're going to take our caliper boots here. You just line it up, slide it in, give it a nice twist. You want to ensure that it's completely in there. If it falls right out, then you need to keep working it. This one feels good. Do the same to the other. Now let's leave those slider pins. When we do this, we want to coat the entire shaft, and then of course we want to make sure we get up and into that ridged area up along the end there. That's going to help keep moisture out. Slide it in, give it a couple nice twists, and then do the same to the other one. With that lubricated, the next thing we're going to do is move along to the area that we sanded down where those tins are going to be. Just apply a thin coating along these as well, and then we'll put on the tins. Now for the tins, you're going to notice you have the little lips here, and then you have the locking clip along the back here. We want the locking clip to fit into the groove on the caliper bracket where the rotor is supposed to sit. Line it up, and then just squeeze right inside there. That's going to help lock it in. Give it a nice wiggle, make sure it's secured, and then do the same to the other side. Now let's get our caliper bracket back onto the car. I'm going to start in both of my bolts. We'll snug them up, and then we'll torque them to 41 foot-pounds. Now it's going to be time to install our brake pads. You're going to notice that one of the brake pads for each side has the wear indicator clip on it. For the side you're working on, you want to make sure that the wear indicator is facing up. So for this one, of course, we have it like this. I'm going to slide it straight in on the bracket. We'll do the outer pad. That one does not have a wear indicator on it. Now we need to start dressing up the caliper itself. We're going to take some of that caliper grease and just go right along the piston here. This is going to be very important. Also, you want to get along the backside of each of these ears. This is going to help with vibration dampening and noise reduction. Take your caliper, slide it over the pads. Grab your slider bolts. Start both of those in there, then we'll snug them up. You might happen to notice when you try to snug it that the slider pin itself spins. If that's the case, just go ahead and hold on to it with either a wrench or some pliers so it doesn't move. Now let's torque these to 17 foot-pounds. Now let's resecure our emergency brake cable. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get the wheel on here. We'll start all of our lug nuts, snug them up, get the wheel back on the ground, and then we'll torque the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friends, all you have left to do now is go ahead and pump up your brake pedal, get under the hood, double check your brake fluid, and then take it for a road test.